In this video, we are going to talk about how you can set up yourself for success with a grounded spiritual nighttime/bedtime routine. Hey everyone, my name is Maria Sophia, and I am here to help you find your purpose. And I actually help you find the obstacles and blocks to your purpose. I am a life coach, a trained psychotherapist, a certified end-of-life coach and death doula, and also an energy medicine practitioner. So let's get into this whole PM routine. How do we seize our days with setting up at night? Great question. Let's get into it. But before we do that, disclaimer. I'm going to be offering up some pretty woo-woo spiritual practices. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I also have lots of practical information here that I am hoping to marry and merge with those spiritual practices so that you can have a holistic view on how to create that perfect, strong, grounded spiritual nighttime routine. Now, your nighttime routine starts 2 hours before you're set to go to sleep. And I know that some of you may be rolling your eyes because 2 hours seems like a really long time to be preparing to go to sleep. But what I'm saying is the 2 hours is actually when the phone curfew starts. Yes, phone curfew. Actually, it's a blue light curfew. So 2 hours prior to sleep, scientifically speaking, that blue light from tablets, computers, phones, TVs, that blue light disrupts our circadian rhythms, the rhythms that our body naturally has to go to sleep, wake up, and to get that good REM sleep. We need good REM sleep because that is what helps us repair our bodies, replenish our minds. So REM is really queen here, and we really want to get that REM. So in order to do that, we need to have regulated circadian rhythms, and our body cycles need to be as distortion-free as possible, and blue lights unfortunately cause some distortion. So 2 hours before you go to bed, no blue lights. Now, if you can do 1 hour, do 1 hour. If you could do 30 minutes, do 30 minutes. There's no shame involved in any of this. Try to have the goal and work yourself up to 2 hours, but please meet yourself where you are. And if it's 30 minutes of a curfew, do 30 minutes of a curfew, and then try to push yourself to go more and more and get to the goal of 2 hours. Your body and your mind will thank you for it. As with any altered state of consciousness, which sleep is, as with any journey into an altered state of consciousness, we need to have set and setting. So what is set and setting? So set is mindset and setting is environment. Now, let's start off with an environment. We're gonna get a little sciencey here, and I'm gonna give you some best practices in terms of the science elements of it. And then when we talk about set, we're gonna talk about mindset, where more of the spiritual practices are gonna show up. So setting, your bedroom where you sleep. Look, I love couch sleeping. I don't know what it is about the allure of the couch, but couch sleeping is not optimal. So if you can sleep in a bed, please sleep in your bed. No sleeping on the couch if you can avoid it. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Circumstances are what they are, but please go to sleep on your bed, in your bed. About the science of the environment. It has been shown, studies have shown that colder room environments are better for optimal sleep. Now, there are contraptions you can buy that you can put in your bed that stay at a temperature of 64 degrees throughout the night. There's Chill Pad and Ooler. I'm not sponsored by any of these people, and naturopathic doctors have suggested I use them. I'm not a cool room person. I like heat. I run cold anyway, so I need heat. So we got a cool room, great, or as cool as you can tolerate. Next is light. People recommend blackout curtains. If you're able to order those on Amazon, you can get them pretty inexpensively. Blackout curtains to make sure that no ambient light from any windows that you have comes in. What I would suggest, you could also use an eye mask if you don't want to buy blackout curtains. I personally don't like eye masks because I don't like anything on my face when I'm sleeping. And also our brains are so sophisticated and so are our eyes. And even though your eyes are closed, your brain and your eyes pick up any form of light that's in the space that you're sleeping. So if you have any electronics that are in your room that have maybe an indicator light of some kind, you can just take a small piece of black electrical tape and just tape it over that indicator light so that your brain and your eyes are not picking up that other form of ambient light. Phones. Phones are a big thing. I told you have a phone curfew, but let me get a little more defined with the phone curfew. Your phone does not belong in your bed. Period. I'm going to die on this hill. Phones do not belong in beds. Period. You can charge your phone in your bed if that's something that you really need to do in your bedroom. I'm sorry, not in your bed, but in your bedroom. I would suggest, as Mel Robbins also suggests, that you put your phone in another room, like a bathroom or some other place where it's away from you. Also putting the phone on do not disturb so you cannot be getting phone calls and texts and be tempted to doom scroll. Please get your phones out of the bedroom if at all possible. If you can't and you need to have it in your bedroom, please have it as far away from you as possible. And again, do not disturb. Make sure that you're not having text notifications or other notifications come through, shutting all of that down so that you can have peaceful and restful sleep. Unfortunately, my Wi-Fi router is in my bedroom. I'm trying to change that. But in the meantime, what I have done is I've purchased an exterior light timer, which people really actually use for Christmas lights. I take that exterior light timer, I place it into the socket where my router is, and then I plug my router into that timer. I set the timer for 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. So at 11 p.m., all my Wi-Fi in the house goes down. There's no Wi-Fi, nothing is coming through, it's shut off. I use cellular data for my phone and things like that, but I don't have Wi-Fi. And especially since it's in my bedroom, I don't want the router on during the time that I want to go to sleep. I don't want that frequency and that vibration to be bombarding me while I'm trying to go to sleep. Before I said that no blue lights or screens 2 hours before bed. People will want to argue with me and say, but what if I have an app that blocks out the blue light? Or what if I wear blue light blocking glasses? Or what if this, and the other thing? What if I use this product or this app? If you feel you really need to do that, that's fine. But again, evolutionarily, we did not evolve to have screens at night, period, or screens in general. So please, again, I implore you, disconnect yourself from the screens. And if you need help learning how to de-influence yourself and have a digital detox, please go ahead and go to my website, themariasophia.com. Again, that's themariasophia.com. I have a free ebook with worksheets to help you de-influence yourself, and it talks about digital detox in that ebook. Again, it's free at themariasophia.com. In terms of do's and don'ts, please do not be very mindful of consuming caffeine before you go to sleep. Look, my brother-in-law, my Greek brother-in-law, he drinks a shot of espresso at 9 p.m. before he goes to sleep. He also wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. This is just how Panayoti is. But caffeine, especially if you're highly sensitive to caffeine, green tea, white tea, coffee, energy drinks, please be very aware that you can feel the effects of caffeine up to 12 hours after you've consumed caffeine. So please be careful about how close to bedtime you are drinking caffeinated beverages. It's really important. Also, by the way, chocolate has caffeine in it, small doses of caffeine. But again, we want to be mindful. If you have issues sleeping, you want to be extra mindful of how you work with caffeine in your day-to-day life. Also, eating heavy foods. If you're eating heavy foods, especially fried foods or foods with a lot of oil and fat at night, your body is going to have a little bit of a more challenging time winding down and going to sleep. That being said, you don't want to go to bed hungry either. So eat a little something that has protein in it. I'm not a physician, so these are not coming from the place of being a physician. These are things that I know that are tried and true that have worked for me in terms of my sleep. That brings me to my next point, magnesium. Many of us in the United States and maybe around the world are deficient in magnesium. I have taken a magnesium supplement, magnesium glycinate, in the past, and it's helped me to stay asleep and go to sleep. Now, mind you, please check with your physician or healthcare provider prior to doing any kind of supplements for going to sleep. On your 2-hour curfew from the phone, you could always set up some music and listen to music while you meal prep as one of the activities that you do in your 2-hour curfew. I will have some spiritual practice to do while you're in your curfew time. But meal prep, setting out your supplements, setting out your clothes for the next day, this is the time during your 2-hour curfew. So set all of those things up. Try on clothes the night before and then pick what you're gonna wear the next day, the night before, to help with that decision fatigue. And you'll be set up for a great morning because you'll have your food, your supplements, and your outfit. So next, here are the spiritual things that you can be doing while you're setting up for bedtime. Almost forgot before I talk about the spiritual things that you could be doing before bedtime. If you shower, if you have a skincare routine, brushing your teeth, obviously, all of those hygiene things should come into play during that 2-hour window of curfew time, because you don't need a phone to brush your teeth, take a shower, or do your skincare. So please make sure to incorporate that into your nighttime routine. And now the spiritual elements. No further ado. First things first, what I like to do is empty out and release all of the thoughts, worries, anxieties, to-dos of the day in a process that I know people call brain dumping, but I don't like calling it a brain dumping. I like calling it thought release or some other just nicer sounding name rather than a brain dump. But basically what this thought release strategy is, you take a notebook. Please do this on a notebook with paper and pen or pencil. Do not do it on a phone. Do not do it on a computer. You basically, stream of consciousness, just write down all of your thoughts, all of the anxieties, to-dos, to-don'ts, what happened. Just fully release everything that you're feeling in that moment, things that happened the day. It's like a day review. Just release it. It doesn't need to be perfect grammar. It could be nonsensical. You can draw pictures. It doesn't matter. Release it out on this piece of paper or multiple sheets of paper. This is so that you are releasing everything and not bringing it into your nighttime, not bringing it into the dreamscape. Because worry and perseveration over things that happen during the day, a lot of people say that that's really what causes them to not be able to go to sleep, stay awake, doom scrolling, or just worrying at night, or not being able to stay asleep, waking up to worry. We don't want you guys to be waking up to worry. Nobody wants that. So this thought release strategy is just stream of consciousness writing, write it all down. And then what you can do is you can call through and look at any things that are to-dos. So you could have a separate small little notepad. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. And I know people are like, well, I use a digital to-do list. That's great, but not at nighttime. You can do that in the morning. You could transfer the to-dos that you had on the small notepad that you wrote down at night in the morning when you're doing your morning routine. That's totally fine. But at night, let's not, again, be engaging with the screens. Write out, take the to-dos, put them on the to-do list, and then just all the other thoughts, you can keep them as is. You're going to delegate. See, you didn't think we were just going to keep those thoughts there. No. We're going to delegate those thoughts to a dream guardian. This is where the woo comes in. So it's great if we have all the thoughts down and they're out of our brain. Wonderful. And then what? And then what are we going to do with them? They still are kind of free floating. They need a home. They need a home that's outside of the page. They need a home that they can live and be worked on. Who do you give those worries to? Well, if you have a spiritual practice in terms of praying to God or praying to Source or any other prayer practice, you can give those worries to God. I like to use a dream guardian. A dream guardian. A dream guardian is a being. It could be a facet of you. It could be your higher self. It could be God. It could be a guardian angel. It could be an animal totem, whatever you want to work with. This dream guardian is going to manage, handle, and hold all of those worries, those anxieties, those concerns that you wrote down. They're going to manage it. It's not a you problem anymore. You are delegating these thoughts and worries to the dream guardian. So how to invoke a dream guardian? So just gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And simply you can say this or write this down. I invite a dream guardian that is of the greatest and highest expression of unconditional love and light to come into my space and to hold and manage all of the thoughts, worries, and anxieties that I have expressed on this piece of paper, all of the worries of the day. I now hand over all of these worries, these anxieties, these thoughts, these to-dos to the dream guardian and trust and know that they will be taken care of. They will be safe. I will be safe in my dream time. I invite peace and rest and rejuvenation into my dream life, into my sleep life. And I know that because I've asked with a humble and open heart, that all things will be made manifest when it comes to my restful and peaceful sleep. No need to worry. I have now released all of these thoughts and anxieties to the dream guardian, and so it is. You can write this down. You can write a form of this down. You can speak it out loud. Whatever you need to do, you give all the worries to the dream guardian. If you have a prayer practice, you can give all of these worries, anxieties to God, if that's what you believe and that's how you work. I like using a dream guardian. To me, the dream guardian is a facet of myself that lives in the dream world that helps to work with me when it comes to sleeping and dreaming. So he has a whole personality. It's a he. It's a big silverback gorilla. That is my dream guardian. His name is Joe. And I give all of that, all my issues and my traumas and my dramas of the day, I give it to Joe, and Joe takes care of it, and he protects me at night. That's what works for me. Again, take what you will, take what resonates, and leave the rest behind. I am a big believer in the work of Dr. Wayne Dyer. Incredible man, incredible just genie of words and of energy and working at night. He has this 5 minutes before you go to sleep protocol that I've made my own, and I wanted to share it with you. So the dream guardian has all of our worries. Now, what are we calling in? Dr. Dyer was saying that the last 5 minutes before you go to sleep are the most powerful place because our subconscious loves that relaxed state right before we're going to go to sleep. So what do we do to bring in vision, to bring in what our goals and dreams are, and how do we seed them into our subconscious so they could be made manifest in the third dimensional physical reality? Well, we work with envisioning and with affirmations 5 minutes before we go to sleep. We could start off, so you've laid down, you've done all of your other stuff, you talked to the dream guardian, you've had your shower, your bath, you brush your teeth, you did all the things, your clothes are laid out, your phone is out of the room, and now you are in bed. Great. Now is the time to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, come into a calm state of awareness, and start to envision in great detail exactly the life that you want to live. In full color detail, how you want to move in the day, where you want to live, how you want to feel, who you want to be with during the day, maybe what kind of work you want to do, if you want a family, your partner, really envisioning that. again in full detail. And then we'll start with some affirmations. The I am affirmations are the most powerful because every time you say the words I am, you are casting a spell onto yourself that's going to manifest in the future. You're almost paying it forward with whatever comes after the words I am. I am worthy of all of the things that I desire. I am more than enough. I am open and able to receive all of the goodness of abundance of love and resources that I am envisioning now in this time and in this place and in this space. I am so grateful for all of the beauty, creativity, and energy that I'm able to tap into in this life. Being grateful is also very important. It supercharges those affirmations. So we're going to envision, and then we're just going to start saying I am affirmations as we go to sleep and bringing gratitude. I'm so grateful that I'm a human. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so excited for the next day. I'm so excited for every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of these blessings that I have. I'm so appreciative and really feeling into that state of gratitude and vision. You see the vision, you feel the vision, and then you express the gratitude. And this is how you go to sleep. There's also, I believe on YouTube, there's I am affirmations and mantras you can listen to while you go to sleep. You can certainly do that. Again, your phone is going to be somewhere else. So, you'll need to have maybe a speaker or something like that with a little bit of electrical tape where there's light. Can't forget that. But you can have that sound, those sounds, those affirmations, those mantras as you go to sleep. And then make sure that you calibrate it so that at some point those mantras end. So it could be 30 minutes or maybe even 15 minutes just as you're dozing off to sleep. So that is our grounded spiritual nighttime routine. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to check out my website. I have tons of free resources. I have an amazing ebook that helps you to de-influence yourself, digitally detox. And I hope it's very valuable to you because we are definitely under the influence and the spell of influencers. And it's time to regain our own sovereignty, our own power, and our own presence in our lives and find our purpose and live in alignment. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.